Kwara Development Trackers is a non-governmental organization with a bias for communal development and even distribution of state resources.
KDT is on board to create a synergy between the needs of people and the blueprint of the government, where development shouldn't be made for Kwaras without Kwaras. If it is for us, it shouldn't be made without us. On this note, KDT comes up with the idea of opening the entire agreement of the state with a view to collate the state of the state in the area of infrastructure and social amenities as at June 2019. That is where this government has zoomed.
But this is not a reference point when I say that the Ministry of Education has had to say, hey, what are the next schools we're going to fix? And I'm giving a list. I'm not going to the book and say, hey, this is the budget that this refers to me. So it's going to be a very good reference point for us.
When Kwara was created over 52 years ago, one of the dreams of the founding fathers is for it to be one of the forerunners in Nigeria. But as the years go by, it became obvious that this dream might just be a mirage. Kwara Development Trackers, KDT, embarked on a massive evaluation of state infrastructures in a bid to ascertain how bad the years of neglect have caused. Kwara Development Trackers, KDT, non-government organization comprising of select conscientious and progressive Kwarans with a bias for communal and evenly spread development, and most significantly, government presence across the states. A good example of the state of our educational decadence in Kwara is the Polofo Community Primary School in Asa local government area. It clearly depicts the situation in different communities we saw hopelessness in the faces of the poor kids. Their parents had also lost trust in authority. It brings one to tears, hearing the several efforts and sacrifices parents in this community have made to ensure their children are educated and have an assured future. According to Mr. Yakubu Ajakbe and Yunusa Adebayo Polofo, who spoke to us in Yoruba, the community built and furnished 2 classrooms, but there are no teachers to teach. This same narration is almost the same in all the 3 senatorial districts of our beloved state. At Olufalaye Famole, the only teacher, Malam Abdurrahman Kenderaji, is an Arabic teacher who teaches about 150 pupils, all subjects and all the classes, due to the peculiarity of the school.
Àwọn ọ̀gá mi lókè ọ̀dẹ̀ gan mo sọ fún ẹni zonal school kan ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti wá ẹlòmíì tó mẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí ìjọba bá lè ṣe lórí ẹ̀ ìfẹ́ kan help mi. Ní àwọn púpọ̀ sí mo ní 150. Problem tí mo tán ní pẹ̀lú àwọn villages na Fúlàní àgbọ̀rọ̀ so tó bá ti di during the rainy season báyìí sọ́mu àwọn tẹ̀lé màálù lọ wọ́n tún lọ dáko gan. So àwọn primary 1 tí mo gbà nísìnyí about 49, but àwọn tí wọ́n wá lé ní tí wọ́n present bá tó ń exam lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí they are 28, so which means 21 wọ́n ti lọ. Èyí nìkan ló kọ̀ dọ́ kẹta. Èyí nìkan kódà mo ṣe parí gan lẹ́sẹ̀ dín sí. Ẹ̀nà Arabic náà ní teacher. Ẹ̀yàtọ̀ Arabic yẹn mi ń gbìyànjú díẹ̀ because Arabic ni mo bá wá. Báwo tó di tó ní HME mo láti accept.
At Blessa Senatoko, the story is that of dismay and disbelief, if not pathetic. The school has only 2 teachers who tutor at the school.
We have community teacher, one community teacher. It's recently I and my co-teacher, we organized that boy to be coming. These villagers, they don't want to understand. We even tell them that we shall be, from our salary, we shall be giving the other guy money. Because we, 2 of us, I'm the head teacher. The other man is a teacher, grade 2. I tried my possible best to have meeting with the villagers to take at least 2 community teachers.
What is the student strength of the school?
The population?
Yes.
They are 55.
The story is not different at Bofaje Eleyeli. The school has only a teacher whose level of competence is questionable aside the state of the school structure. According to one of the parents, the school serves 2 communities, but the structure is so pathetic. Pupils cannot be kept in the school anytime it's about to rain. One of the parents who spoke with our team has this to say.
Kódà ní dálẹ̀ gan fẹ́ fún wa lọ́mọ. Gbà tí ò sí léèwé tán bá parí 6 tán bá déwájú kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ búrókì kékeré fún wọn wọn ní mọ̀ kálukú mọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì bójò bá ti sú pẹ́rẹ́ ṣe bá rí bísíkù ṣe rí gbogbo wa bá ṣe gbáyé òkè ni ìfúngà wá sáré pàdé tíṣà ni. náà ẹnìkan ṣoṣo ọ̀gá bọ́mọ tiẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ̀wé kánìkan ṣoṣo máa kọ́ kíláàsì 6 kó wá jàn wọ́n pọ̀. Bí yìí ṣe ń ké ẹ wo wàhálà tá à ń ṣe lérí ẹnìkan lé n tó ń fa wàhálà nù ọ̀gá yìí náà ṣèyàn dáadáa ni o kò bá ti lọ torí tí ń ṣe ó ju páwà rẹ̀ lọ ó fi ń help wa ni kíjọba dákun kan ṣàánú wa kò jẹ́ bó ti ṣe jẹ́.
At the College of Education Technical, Lafiaye, there is no state presence in the school. This is because the structures in the school are mostly TETFund projects, which they said come every 3 years.
And by the time you see all our structures here, they are not a Kwara State government project. They are not. They are not. In fact, it got to a point they said, is this a TETFund qualification? In fact, somebody jokingly said that this should be named TETFund qualification because virtually, in fact, I can say 95% are TETFund projects.
According to the rector, salaries are not paid due to a reduction in their subvention from the state government, which has compelled the school management to increase the school fee.
One of the problems we are facing majorly has to do with our business salary rating. Our monthly salary is 25 million, and what they are giving us is just 11 million, meaning that we have to add 14 million. How do we get the 14 million? That is why we have to jack up our school fees to see that at least whatever we are able to get from that school fees is what we add. But because of the increase in these school fees, it has affected our population drastically. You know, this is a qualification technical, and where we need to encourage our students. But because of the increase in school fees, that is on the high side. But when you look at the majority of the students we have, they are from poor background.
It is also sad to know that the school was last accredited 11 years ago, yet the school has been graduating students yearly.
I can tell you the school did its accreditation last since 2008. This is something that's supposed to take 5 years.
At Jadadin Primary School, the challenges are enormous, with 3 classrooms to accommodate the 6 arms of the school. According to the head teacher, Mr. Mohammed, the school has no furniture or access to any learning tools. He said the school has been able to function a little because of the empowered teachers that were sent to the school.
This school, in fact, we've been facing many challenges in this school. One of the greatest challenges is that we don't have structure. We don't have buildings. If you can look at it, look around, we have only 2-3 classrooms. And the class is up to, at least we have primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Likewise, apart from that, we don't have furnitures, like sitting materials. Teachers has no table. If you look around, you see, no table for teachers. So we also we are in need of staffs. It is only the empowers I'm having.
At Community LGA School, Ginasule, in a federal local government area of Kwara State, there is a pile of poor infrastructures, lack of teachers, and also worthy of note is that most of the students in this school do not have a school uniform, a situation the head teacher described as the norm because when students were compelled to wear uniform, they simply stopped coming.
In the primary one, we have 44 students. Because of this area, they are not. We try to get them uniform, but they are not ready to learn. But we are trying to get them come. Because when we are sending them to go and bring the money, they not give the money, they just go back and they not come back again.
At Wandora, we're shown the office of the school head teacher, which is in a sorry state. It is almost roofless. The few learning materials which were kept in the room were all at the mercy of the rain, which coincidentally just fell. Another community effort is acknowledged in Edo local government, where a community is without potable water, school, clinic, road, and nothing to sustain the lives of the inhabitants of the community. They put their heads together and opted for a community school. They taxed themselves from the proceeds of their media works to start a school. They succeeded, but it was short-lived. Alas, there was a serious storm shortly after the completion of the school, and it collapsed.
So this is a UB school Batakman, but the building was put up by the community. So everything we are seeing here is community effort. Government have not partaken in this project. But later, early this year, when the rain started, there was heavy wind blow that blew off the zinc and fall part of the building. So, and the building belongs to the committee. Have handed over the building to government. So it is government that posts the teachers and supervise the activities of the school. It is not a private section, but it's government property.
The Kwara State School for Special Needs is another institution that needs urgent government attention. From the classroom to the hostel, all beg for attention as they are a sorry sight to behold. We need to also note that most, if not all, the schools visited have no source of water nor restroom, aside other basic and essential learning needs. From Obuayegunle, Elisha, Senakoto, Borajeleyeli, Jedadin, Olufaye, College of Education Lafiagi, to Polofo School, the story remains the same. A story of total neglect, which brings to doubt any results that have come from the education sector across the state before now. The health sector is also not excluded from this monumental neglect that the state has gone through. Our team was moved to tears as we were taken around facilities across the 3 senatorial districts. While so many wards are without roofs, others have been outgrown by weeds. It is from one level of disappointment to another, with a lot of questions that beg for answers. At the Basic Health Center, Gwanara, the environment is not even habitable for animals. Yet, this is where healthcare is being dispensed to our whole community. A tour of the theater, which we were told is still in use, and other facilities in the complex confirms how bad the situation is. The story is the same at Elisha Barba Cottage Hospital, from windowless wards to no hospital equipment. According to the medical director, there is no functional blood bank and no oxygen to take care of emergency services. One can only imagine the number of lives that could have been saved in this facility but were lost due to this overwhelming negligence. The cottage hospital at Elisha Baruba has nothing good to offer any patient. While in the hospital, a patient was rushed down to the hospital as a result of self-medication. At Yashikira, we spoke with Ahmed Yahya, a graduate of Kwara State College of Health Technology, who is a volunteer at the hospital, and he did not hesitate to show how bad the situation is.
I'm here to assist here, though government is not paying me. Our major problem here is all the system of this hospital is too bad. One, right from our zinc. The zinc is leaking. Every place is leaking. And again, there is not much drugs that we use here.
At the Bindofo Health Clinic, we met a collapsed building. According to the resident who spoke with our team, the clinic has been moved to another space temporarily by the community while they eagerly await the repair of the collapsed clinic. When we visited the Chikanda Health Clinic, according to the Magajingeri of Chikanda who spoke with our team, the health center was built in the year 2008 but was abandoned.
The hospital was built on the year 2008. And since that time, it is not completed and they just abandoned it just like that.
The cottage hospital at Ote has become so inhabitable that it has now become the home of goats and other animals. All around the premises, nothing seems to be working. At the General Hospital in St. Louis, only a doctor, 2 nurses and 3 other staff are there to man a general hospital that does not even have a pharmacy. According to Dr. Guntoye, the chief medical director, who happens to be the only doctor in the hospital has never had it well for ages.
The major thing that is like a challenge to us here is overhaul of the whole hospital, renovation as a whole. Okay. Because I believe this is the only general hospital in the same local government. And as the only general hospital in the whole local government, we expect to see some people from the other communities coming to this place to at least to receive the healthcare services.
The story is not different at the Comprehensive Health Center at Okeonigbe. According to Mrs. C.B. Olajide, the health worker in charge of the facility, the structure is no longer conducive for providing health care. At the General Hospital Patigi, Dr. Mohammed took the team through a routine of problems facing the hospital. Mrs. C.B. Olabi, the officer in charge of the Primary Health Center, Aguru, highlights some of the problems facing the health center, which is operated from a rented shop being paid for by the community.
We don't have lights, no water, no toilets. We are just rented this evening.
At the Olorunshogo Primary Healthcare, the story is more disheartening. The center, which serves 7 other communities, is in a sorry state. James Adebayo, the officer in charge of the center, has this to say.
Because I need Olorunshogo, I need Surulere, I need Se, I need Awanka, Okeya, Gase, àti Surulere.
Ibi na den le nlo fún ogun.
Ibi na la nlo.
The team also visited the waterworks at Elisha Baruba, where Mr. Umar Isa, the water operator, took us around the facility. According to him, the last time the facility worked was 6 years ago.
So last time we got water in Elisha Baruba was almost 6 years ago, since we've not been taking water from the bywater. So the number one problem was the generators are not functioning. Those pipes and the rising main from the borehole to the tower when they were constructing Guanara Elisha Road. So those contractors that came, they brought an excavator for drillage. So it is then they export those pipes and the cable that are linked from the other borehole to the tower here. So since then, we've tried all efforts to be replaced, but nothing is done up till now. So, and if those pipe and the cable are replaced, inshallah, it will be functioning.
At the Omaran Waterworks, the electrical engineer in charge, who spoke with our team, said out of the 24 substations that depend on the waterworks, only 3 are working.
I have about 24 stations under Omaran.
Okay.
So, and out of those 24 stations, we have only 3 that are functioning.
Partially. Mention those 3.
Okiunik being 1.
Okay.
Oboili 2 and Omaran.
Owodiarodun is a village with an average population of 200 residents who rely on a small stream which they share with cattle as a source of water. We spoke with Mr. Christopher Omole, a resident of the community, who gave a vivid analysis of some of their problems.
Omi tí gbogbo ìlú náà omi tí gbogbo ìlú mu ni tí gbogbo ìlú mu ni tẹ́fín pọn tẹ́fín fọṣọ tẹ́fín
àti àwọn bòrògọ omi tí à pẹ̀lú wọn tájọ ń dùnmọ̀ra lọ́wọ́ ni because bó bá ti di pé ẹ̀rù dé nìsí bí wọ́n bá ti ń wọ òkè ń bí kódà tó ń lè romi mu ká tó momi ó di bàbá dé sábó kó tó di pé a rí omi tá a mọ̀ ẹni tí ò dẹ̀ ní masínì ẹnu kó bẹ ọlọ́kadà tí ọlọ́kadà á lọ bá kó mi if not no option.
Everyday bẹ́ẹ̀ tó wàá súnmọ́ ẹ máa lọ pọn mi everyday.
Everyday ní sábó.
Lade Irrigation Scheme is another story of total neglect and rot. The irrigation, which serves 3 hectares of farmland, is supposed to improve the production of rice in Nigeria, but has only achieved a little. For years, the community has relied on communal efforts to ensure the irrigation still exists. Alhaji Bala Ibrahim took our crew through the efforts they've made in recent times.
Dam, and this dam right now, it has some challenges. Sometimes in 1st October last year, there was a heavy downfall which swept away the dike, and the water changes course from the main dam to another one, and this is what you can see. You see the very big ditch.
The Ote Abattoir is another place that needs urgent government intervention. The abattoir lacks proper waste disposal and a clean water system that is healthy. This is aside the fact that the abattoir is not in good shape at the moment. In the course of this project, we traveled through many roads that can only be described as terrible because of the lack of a better adjective. It is pathetic to know that Kwara State has no dignified single kilometer of road without potholes in Kwara North. Pada is a community under Patigi local government with a distance of about 3 hours drive to Patigi town. The road to Pada is terrible enough for travelers to prefer to trek rather than ride in a utility sport vehicle SUV. No wonder His Excellency Governor Abdul Rahman was said to have described the community this way: Teban Losik Pada, Emafe Pada. That is, when you are on your way to Pada, you will want to turn back. And that is because of the pathetic condition of the road. Gwanara Road is another road that needs serious attention. The road which had become so terrible that to travel through, one needs to be extra careful. Road users and residents alike have been appealing to government after government to help fix the road. If fixed, the Gwanara Road will link Kwara North to the capital city and will help to improve the social-economic life of the people. The Elisha Baruba Road in Barutin local government is also in a sorry state. Mr. Ahmed Musa said that the road is so terrible during the raining season that even pupils could not go to school anytime it rains.
Well, this bridge is at times it used to disturb us. It doesn't allow our learners to go to school early in the morning. Particularly if there's a rainfall. You see that that day most of the teachers will come and hang here just to assist the learners for them to just go and have a lesson in the school.
The road to Igbowa, which is home to the biggest cocoa plantation in Kwara State, is another sorry sight, and this has affected the value placed on the produce from this plantation. Some of the other roads that need intervention include Bashita Road, Edidi to Udweku, among hundreds of other roads across the state. Baruti is a local government area in Kwara State. It shares a boundary with the Republic of Benin. The whole local government area has been without electricity supply for more than 10 years. The reference to the two countries, Nigeria and Benin Republic, is told in respect of the bridge, which at night noticeably demarcates between light and darkness. Elisha Barba International Market hosts several people from other states, and nearly 1,000 foreigners trade every market day without government presence. It is shocking to realize how porous the border has been and how much the government of Kwara State has been losing out of this neglect. The market serves 4 countries, aside from the several states in Nigeria that patronize it. Honorable Adamu Yunusa, a former councillor for Elisha Ward, has this to say.
We always have cattle enough everywhere, both from foreign and inside the country. What we are facing here, this road network is giving us problem. And again, the cattle itself, the need of dam, like dry season will suffer enough. And I believe in this country here, Nigeria today, this cattle market is a very big international market. I think we always have we have like 4 countries that meet here. Like for example, like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Benin Republic, with Nigeria itself. We are talking about the buyers. When we are talking about the buyers, in so many other states, people come always, like Lagos, Sokoto, Kebbi, even Niger here, Oyo, Abeokuta, Akure, Onitsha, this Abia, this Umaya from all those places, this Igbo land from east. Almost like 3 states or 4 states comes from east. They come and buy cattle here.
Our team also did an audit of state facilities that need urgent attention, one of which is the indoor sports hall of the Kwara State Stadium. Everything is on ground zero. A walk-around shows that aside from the fact that it is indoor, nothing in it shows that it is an indoor sports facility. The indoor sports hall of the Kwara State Polytechnic is another sad story. The hall, set to be constructed less than 2 years ago, has already collapsed, bringing into question the integrity of the building and the quality of the work done. The cargo terminal, a multi-million naira facility recently built by the Kwara State government, has become a shadow of itself with a falling roof to show for it. Mustafa Nusirat of the Al-Badam Laboratory, who spoke with our team, said a lot still needed to be done to ensure Kwarans consume clean and healthy pipe-borne water.
We still need some equipment to do other parameters such as turbidity, the heavy metals and the microbial test.
At the Kwara State Television Service, the only state-owned television station, the manager of the TV station took our team through a lot that can still be done to improve its reach and the quality of its broadcast. Kwara Hotel is another government establishment that will move one to tears. The hotel, which used to be a pride of the Kwara people, is now a shadow of its old self. The beautiful and lovely ambience that the hotel is known for has now become a thing of the past. So many things seem to be wrong with the hotel, from the reception to the room and every other part of the hotel. All seem to be begging for attention. The state courtrooms are also another cause of concern. A visit to any of the state court complexes leaves one in doubt as to if those structures are actually courtrooms. From insufficient courtrooms to dilapidated rooms, the Kwara State courts are another testimony of the total neglect that is evident in all the sectors of our state.